time to get started. And I know I said this live.
I'm just kidding.
Let's go.
Hey, Aaron.
My bad, Joe. I cut you off.
No, I found 3 more optic packs, dude.
And then you didn't open
It was all buried in the damn optic boxes and trash.
Oh my god!
I can't get away from these things, man. I opened a case last night, Ben, of Optic 2021, and Brian, hurry up, open it, Aaron, hurry up, and you're talking 20 blaster boxes. That's a pain in the ass, dude. Only 4 cards in a pack, and it's just
it's seven packs per blaster, right?
Yeah.
So everyone can do the math now and figure it out how many cards Joe ended up. But I will say that it was amazing to see 4 autos come out of that, and then the checkerboard.
Yeah, I got 2 autographs, and they were in the same pack, Ben, and they were back to back like that.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
Good average.
The magic touch, Joe. The magic touch.
Yeah, but the players suck. So,
well, you had 1 good auto out of the 4.
Yeah.
But I know you're not here to see us talk about cards, but to talk about comics. But you want to make sure you're using the best resource in the game, and that's cover price. So make sure you're using the code Nirvana14 for a 30-day unlimited membership for only 99 cents. And what a sagoo that was.
That's to get you hooked. 99 cents to get you hooked on that cover price service, man. Once you're hooked, it's hard to get off it.
Yep. And then we want to thank our other best, really good sponsors, Bird City Comics. So you can use the code Nirvana on their website, but they need your help. So in the description, there is a link to vote for Bird City Comics to get the esteemed honor of the Image Select Retailer Award. They are located in Surprise, Arizona. When you fill out the nomination, so I will drop the link in the chat right now. Hopefully this works. Let me know if it doesn't, because it's also in the description of the video. So we appreciate everyone that's already voted. And anyways, yeah.
Let's go, boys.
You want to give away the book right now?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep. Let me get that ready.
For everybody who commented on the show last week, you're going to get a chance to win this awesome Hulk #1 by our friends at the Holo Comics in Westboro, Massachusetts. Once again, thank you guys to John, Jake, Chris Manoli over there. And this is one hell of a book. So good luck.
And I want no complaints, so that's everyone's name in alphabetical order. I will shuffle now. So good luck, everyone.
I didn't see Red Hood in there.
Did you comment on the video?
No.
Well, you did talk on the video.
I commented during the video.
Yeah. So that, I guess that's one way.
Yeah.
But we already explained when you asked to get
got a technicality here.
Yeah, well, you didn't follow Ben's rules of commenting after the video. So even if you said commented back to someone, I would have added it.
Wait, Mercenot's in there?
Yeah, Mercenot is in there. He was like, I'm gonna get my name in the last second. But let's see who the winner is. D-Rod Comics. D-Rod? It almost went that extra inch for the next person.
That's what she said.
But anyways, I know we did have commenters that said that, hey, I'm located in UK. Do not put me into the giveaway. If this is you, send us your address anyways. We will get you the slab to your house.
Yeah, so D-Rod, hit me up on IG, and we'll get this out. So congrats. Hit me up. if we haven't heard from you by next week, we're gonna spin it again. So,
So comment on this video, but just in case.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
All right. We got a bunch of books to talk about tonight, so we should get into the show. Normal rules apply. If you're chasing these books on eBay, you can do better. All right, here we go. All right. I know we've talked about this book before, but I noticed this sale, and I just had to circle back on it. So Out of This World, #1, by Bruce Timm. This is just a cover A. And 9.6 sold just yesterday for $1,100, which is bananas. I mean, it is multiples of where a 9.8 or any 9.6 has ever sold on this book. If you've never seen this book before, it's all heavy cardstock, very condition sensitive. It picks up damages super easily. Only 2 9.8s on the census out of 41. Only 4 9.6s and 5 9.4s. So when I say high grade, anything even in the 9s on this book is hard as hell to come by. But I think what's going on with this is sort of a feed-on effect, if you will, for what's going on with Dave Stevens. And this is on very best.
Dang, we already have Righteous Flipper on the board. 1 of 1. Are you one of the 9.8s? Just out of curiosity.
I've got a 9.4, and then I found one in the wild for like $15 not long ago. And the one in the wild, though, it's not high grade, man. It's probably a 7 on a good day.
You remember when Bruce Timm books were cheap?
Yes.
Yeah, but you could get this in 9.6 for like $250, maybe $240. When I saw this $1,100, I'm like, holy shit.
Do you know what that pricing? I was gonna say real quick. Do you know what that pricing reminds me of? ASM 301. For forever, 9.8s were $1,000, and then 9.6s were like 200. Forever.
Yeah. So, anyways, I know we've talked about this book on the show before. It was such a noteworthy sale, though. I just had to. I could not bring it up.
No, I mean, like, it's expensive. It's an expensive book, and I mean, it's someone with that kind of like I guess eclectic comic collecting, but it's good for the hobby, man. It's good for these artists finally getting their flowers, man. Like you brought up Dave Stevens and and Bruce Timm. They should be as revered as Adam Hughes, as a J. Scott Campbell. These new collectors need to know about these artists and how special a talent they are. So this is one way that they can understand how good they are. So why did this book sell for $1,100? You know, what's so special about it? Well, look at it, appreciate it. It's art.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously it hits a lot of the collecting niches, right? I mean, you've got sort of the whole Space Girl vibe, the bondage thing going on. I mean,
the testicle alien, the testicle alien.
That's a big one, obviously, with the testicle brains. So
this is where they got the phrase "the brains" from. So
but yeah, it's shocking that there's only 41 of these on the census. To be honest with you, I still think that's super low, given what this book is. And this book is not unknown. I mean, collectors know about this book.
Sure.
I mean, but you could also be seeing like my generation like appreciating like Bruce Timm or like looking deeper into his work, because ingrained in my head is always going to be Batman Adventures.
Yeah.
So like as my generation gets more disposable income, buying stuff like this, I guess it wouldn't surprise me to see that. That's
Yeah, no, this came out in. It's not as old as it looks, like 1999. I want to say from Malibu Comics. But that was post, the 90s comic boom, right? The bust had already come when this thing came out.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, no barcode to ruin it. Preach, 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 preach. 100%.
Yeah, we're waiting for Knife to join us because he's got some. Oh, he's here.
Yeah, no, I'm on. I'm observing.
Oh, you're observing.
Yeah,
I was waiting
I'm
for
just
you to
I'm not on camera, but I mean I can do audio.
Okay.
Yeah, no barcode. They we used to have nice things. We no longer do.
Well said. All right, let's keep the show going. All right.
Yeah.
I was looking through our files, and we'd never spoken about this book before on this show. Way back in the day on Flipside, we talked about this one, first or second show. But this is I actually recently got this book from Carter. He sold it to me, but I've been looking for it for a long time. Silk Spectre #4. From the Before Watchmen series from DC.
Bro, you should have told me. I got a bunch of these, dude. And I've got Silk Spectre, the one in the bag, the
combo pack variant.
combos.
Yeah.
I don't think I have that one in a combo though.
This one wasn't in combo. The ratios weren't. The combos were only for the cover A's. But yeah, this is a great Tim. A 9/8 sold last year for 570, which was a high, I believe. Only 15 of these on the census, which also surprises me a little bit. 9 of them in 9.8, but just another beautiful Tim.
Yeah, hit me up, Doc. I'll sell you one.
And then, just to give you a heads up, Doc Joe's a stickler for those 9/8s.
Okay.
Well, the good thing is Jono's guy.
Too. Hey, me too. I am too. I'm a stickler for 9/6s.
I mean, if I guess if you're buying from a presser, there's no.
Hey, I'll send it to you, and then you pay me. How about that?
Yeah, James, I'd agree. Cook is also due to pop. We've given Cook a lot of love on this show. I had a book from him on here tonight, but it started to get crowded, so I saved it to next week. But would agree. But Cook is in that same vein. So couldn't agree more.
Hey Ben, this whole Before Watchmen series is so underrated, man. Like with the artists that they had on these books, like all the Adam Hughes covers.
Yeah, there's some beautiful books out there. I mean, for Silk Spectre, I think Middleton did a really nice one too. Mm-hmm. It's not as hard to get, but a nice one.
All Red did one. All Red did a pretty cool one.
Hey, how do you say that?
K. Ryan Marsh.
K. Ryan.
I'm guessing.
Was it this book that was on the show, or was it the one we just talked about before? The Out of This World or the other Silk Spectre? I didn't see any recent sales of the Silk Spectre, but I was swamped all day, so maybe one popped up that they saw.
It's probably this one. It's the last. When was that last?
I would guess it was this one, just because this sale was very recent. But I love that show, but I watch it first thing in the morning tomorrow, so I'll catch it tomorrow.
Well, because with Laura, there's so much collusion going on right there too. Like if it's not with Laura's at the long box, it's with the Hot 10 at the House of Stein. So,
well, I had written for that for DeVoe on that show for a long. I've just been so busy. I keep forgetting that every time he wants submissions in by Wednesday. Next thing I know, it's Thursday. I'm like, son of a bitch, I missed it again. The weeks just fly by. So.
All right. There's a lot of comments coming in now, so we'll keep it going. I'll try to read it and catch up.
All right. So here we've got an Art Adams, Michael Turner's Fathom, #1. This is a 1 in 24, which kind of cracked me up a little bit. We saw a 9/8 of this sell for 150 late last year. Only 11 on the census. 6 and 9.8. And what I wanted to know, did she just go for a swim in her jean miniskirt? That doesn't seem like the best swimming attire, but
well, no,
like
she cut on the sides for like so she could sweat.
Are
They're called
swimming?
board shorts for a reason, right?
No, you know this is Art Adams, right? But this cover always I always saw this, and I think Saya Alum, what's her name? Saya,
Yeah.
right? I mean, there's some hints of that in the face. Like, I'm so used to Art Adams having a big old head on the character, you know what I mean? But
Yeah, no, I
this is
mean, she did a lot of work, with Aspen. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I could look at maybe she inked this or something. I mean, that's a good observation. So, she may have inked this, but yeah, I mean, Art Adams being as hot as he is right now, yeah, I've always liked this book. Well, I'll have to go take a look, Dan. That would be good to know.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
A little bit of cornbread from the chat. So, as we all get a second to kind of shop over there for a second.
Everybody take time to make your purchases.
Yeah, everyone on the panel's breaking the rules for a second. But at least we're not buying it on eBay.
That's eBay. We never said anything about
buying directly from the publisher. All right. Raws are still available on the Aspen web store site. And it's gone. Okay. Or we're not that popular yet, but we're getting there. It'll sell out
one of these days.
It'll sell out in the morning when people watch it on the rewind.
Hey, Yee, I just realized 1984 tops, 2024 tops.
Look
at that, bro.
Yeah,
I'm an old man. It's official.
Do you have every year in between too?
I'm missing probably about six years in there.
Okay,
so.
Nice. I don't remember what I was going to say, but anyways, let's see what the next book is. Oh, it's really surprising me right now in the chat with I think Dan has more books than Bruce right now, or not Bruce, but Vaughn.
What?
Yeah.
All right.
Hey,
all right.
Vaughn's on a cold streak, bro.
Yeah, look at this. Oh, Righteous Flipper, 2 out of 3, 1 out of 3.
Listen, man, Vaughn seems to come on strong, so let's just give it a couple books here
so he'll build up. So we're still early in the game.
All right, this was a submission from Comic Hawk on Instagram. So
wow,
thanks, brother, for this one. There was not a lot of information on this. This is G.I. Joe number 31 from 2004, a Collectors Club convention exclusive, and it's
man.
Not a lot of information out there on it. I couldn't find any real information if any had been graded. No recent sales, but a very cool Zartan cover for you, G.I. Joe.
Never have seen that book, bro. That is awesome.
Yeah, it's got.
You ever seen that one, Mercenaut? That one's crazy, dude.
Nope, never seen it.
I kind of like it too with the mask.
Yeah, like that Nate.
Yeah.
Trip out on that book.
He probably has the OA. What are we talking about?
Oh, he does it.
All right. I think Ken on base is asking about this book. What year did this book come out? Sorry if it was already said. I don't know the answer to that. Do you happen to know?
All those Fathoms, that run was what, 2007? I want to say
I want to say it was. Hold on. I'll tell you right now. Give me 1 second.
I'm probably wrong.
I want to say it was later, but I could be wrong.
Uh-oh. I might have jinxed Vaughn. My bad, dude.
2018.
God dang, we were way off.
I mean, that's what Go Collect's got listed. So I mean, whatever. They're not perfect, but that's what they have it listed.
Hey, check the back chat. Check the back chat.
I'm about to pull that up right now.
God, you look at 2007 covers of Fathom, it looks just like this. I mean, like, they haven't really changed the what do you call it? The trade on there. Turner passed away in 2008.
8, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Comic Hawk, for that one. We appreciate it. Next up, we've talked a lot about Elephant Men on this show, but never this one. And this book is a true ghost. So Elephant Man number 23. It's a 1 in 25. Couldn't find any recent sales data on this book. Only 4 on the census, 3 and 9.8. The orders on this book were so low. The ratios are impossible. We've talked about the Campbells in the past, but this Capullo is badass in its own right and just virtually unattainable. Anybody ever come across this one?
If I did, I probably would have passed it up.
No, I don't have this.
It's pretty cool. I mean,
This seems like a Brian book for some reason.
He knows about all these for sure. Brian, I mean, this is right up his alley.
I'll tell you, if I'm going to pick up an Elephant Man, it better be done by Adam Hughes or J. Scott Campbell. That's all I got to say. Capullo's badass, but those are my boys.
I hear you, man. I hear you, but I would not leave this book lying around if I ever
Well,
saw
now I won't. Now that I see that here,
Especially when you see the magic words, right? No recent sales data.
yeah, that's a big deal.
That means price it at what I want to sell it for.
See,
basically.
like nobody gives a shit about this book, but when you show it and people look at it and they see, oh, it's rare. Okay, that's a thing. Like the little hamster in their head's got to go like, okay, now I got to get it. Owner of the shop I managed was a huge Elephant Man. Thanks to him, I have all the hard to find variants.
Nice.
That is cool. That is cool.
All right, what do we have next? Ooh, I like this book.
That's good.
Yeah. Love me some Elsa Bloodstone. Deadpool number 2 from 2020. This is an Andolfo 1 in 25. This book was going for 200 raw for a long time. It's out there for less now, but one of the tougher to find Elsa books. A 9.8 sold for 250 late last year. 61 on the census, which is low. 43 in 9.8. This Deadpool series was widely hated by everyone before it even came out. I will say this. It is probably one of the best Deadpool series that's been written recently. Kelly Thompson, she killed it on this.
I actually finished, like, I had it unbagged and bored for the longest time, and I finally finished reading this run. Oh, wow, look at Carter. He's like, I'm on the board.
I'm on the board. Mark me down for one.
But it was funny as hell. I mean, Kelly Thompson is one of the very best for me in the game. She's really good.
And then the interaction with Deadpool and Elsa, like, it's so good.
Yeah, it was brilliant, right? Brilliantly written. It just and it just stopped all of a sudden. Like on the 10th issue, I thought I was going to keep going, and it just stopped. Like that was it.
And then you had Jeff the Landshark in the story too.
Yeah, well, because before they decided to fuck up Gwenpool beyond recognition, she made like her last appearance in this, and she basically said, "I don't know what's going to happen with me as a character, so take Jeff." So, she kind of disappeared. I mean, Kelly Thompson gets Gwenpool really well; like she's written her great. And then they let dipshits like Jeremy Whitley and whoever else get a hold of it. But yeah, that was the last time you really saw her before they turned her into the fucking mess that she is today. But yeah, Kelly Thompson is fantastic. But this run, I just remember guys like Mr. Bolo just shredding it before it even came out. Like, this is going to be terrible. And honestly, I think it was one of the best Deadpool runs we've seen in a long, long time. Really funny.
I enjoyed it. Like, I didn't see anything wrong with it, but
no, it was great. It was weird. I mean, right? He was basically like the king of Staten Island, where all these monsters lived, and
yeah, the storyline that disappointed me was actually the Scotty Young Deadpool run. Like, I thought that was going to be pretty decent, and then it was cut short too as well. and it just didn't really do anything.
Anyways, the point of this being hated was even by issue number 2, nobody was ordering these books. So this 1 in 25 is pretty tough to come by. Was the whole point of all of that ramble there. So, and I think I got my copy from Hunter. I'm pretty sure he sold it to me.
I did. Yeah, I did. I was about to say I'm -2 on this book because I had it twice and I sold it both times because the price I bought it for, it was too good to not go for the flip.
Hey man, if you found 2, man, then God bless. That's that's hard to do because you don't see this book out there in the wild anymore.
It's because Knife bought them all.
Well, no, I got lucky on one. I went to a shop and a guy had just sold his collection the day before, and it was just filled with modern stuff, and the shop didn't really know what they had, so because they I guess it was more of a gold and silver shop, and they just got a bunch of modern in it. I think they just kind of mailed it in on the pricing, so I got a couple of good deals that day.
Nice.
So what's interesting, a 9.6 just sold today for $85.
I saw that out there. I knew that book was going to go under the radar. I was going to get involved, but I forgot about it. I remember keeping an eye on it. When I saw it, I think it was only in the 50s, and I knew it was going to go for less than 100. Unless I was bidding on it, then it certainly would have gone for 150. But...
it looks like a buy it now. This one.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I want to say there was an auction out there for one that was cheap.
It's so weird to me how people devalue 9.6s so much when literally, bro, you can't tell the difference between a 9.6 and a 9.8, and
it's
It's the same grade. It's the same grade, 9th. They're both 9 near mid.
Yeah, both near mid. And it's just
it's that /mint for that 9.8 or whatever, which is I guess
I don't think CGC has the precision to honestly grade between the two, because I've told the story a gazillion times. I sent in a UF4, came back an 8.5. I'm like, there's no fucking way this book is an 8.5. I just crack it, man. Send it back immediately. No press, nothing. Comes back a 9.6. So if they're that far off between a book like that 8.5 to 9.6, anybody who's going to pay crazy money for a 9.9, I'd just be careful, because I said this on IG. I would love to take 10 9.9s, crack them, and send them back.
Absolutely.
And see how many 9.9s I get. I would say none, right? And probably some 9.6s,
unless it was a metal cover.
All right, but I'm saying for a normal book. But
yeah.
But that's an expensive exercise to prove that CGC isn't that accurate.
But what you could do is just buy a 9.9, a couple 9.9s, send them in for reholders, see if they come back 9.9s. I mean, that way you it's completely transparent. Are they regrading these books, or are they just slapping the label back on? Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying either or, but I mean,
I would guess some of those definitely would come back 9.9s. My point is that I have sent in books that are perfect, and they've come back 9.6s and 9.8s. So I just don't think they're that precise, but I could be wrong.
No, you're not wrong.
All right, a little more Elsa love, because why the hell not? Marvel Zombies number 3. This is a Rubio 1 in 25 variant. No recent sales data I saw on this. Only 9 on the census. 7 in 9.8. People are asking a lot for this book these days. I mean, 50, 75, $100 or more for this book. I'm not saying it's going for that, but that's what people are asking. I remember that when I found this book, I was digging in Germany, of all places, and found it for €5. So I was pretty happy about that. Yeah, I mean, not the greatest Elsa book of all time, but a tougher one to get hands on.
No, I like the art on this cover. It's different, man. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
I think I've seen this in the shop, and I know which one to go to find this. And I want to say they didn't have it ratio price. So.
No, this is a sneaky good cover, man.
Yeah.
Well, they're asking a lot for it. Years ago, it was going for nothing, but I don't think this Marvel Zombie run had the highest orders either. So all of the ratios do all right on this one. The first one is Greg Land. It's the one that gets talked about the most, but obviously as the series goes on, and there wasn't a 1 in 25 for issue 4, so this is the last 1 in 25 of the 4-issue mini.
I thought 9-4 was just near. Oh, that's what he is saying. Never mind. That threw me off for a second. His comment. Yeah. It's like, I need commas. I need commas.
All right, so this was Ninth's book. Ninth, can you want to talk about this one, man? Can you see this?
Yeah, I can see it. Man, I don't know. I was just digging back issues, and
well, I've got something to say about this one after, but go ahead.
Yeah, I was just digging back issues. I saw the cover. I was like, huh, this look. I used the Joe rule on this. Man, it looked like it could be important or something, so I threw it in my stack.
Yeah, it looks expensive,
right? It looks expensive. That's the key.
Yeah, I didn't know about this book, so I really was like, "Damn, this is nice."
I remember this book when it came out. I could have swore I had this at some point.
Oh, is
what I liked about it is that this.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, what I liked about this book was Fagan did the cover, the 1 in 25 from Gwenpool #3, which is one of my favorite Gwenpool covers, back in the day. And it was the same kind of thing. Like, she had the shit kicked out of her, and it's the same vibe going on here, right? I mean, she's obviously been in a fight. She got her ass kicked a little bit, so it was a similar sort of vibe, which
it might like it. So, like, under her eyes, it seems like it's painted, right? Like the mask of Mockingbird, right? But you got to look at it at an angle, and then she's got the Ray-Bans on, and then on top of that is that M, right? If you kind of look at it, right? So it's kind of like in 3 layers. That is brilliant, dude. The way that's done.
Yeah, I like it a lot. How that's done too. You got to stare at it a little bit, like you said.
I was gonna ask, is this the same run where that one issue where it says, "Ask me about my feminist agenda"?
No, because that was Mockingbird, but wasn't that just on like a New Avengers title or something? I forget the book that was on.
I know which one Aaron's talking about.
Is that Is that the previous run of Mockingbird?
It was during. It was during the Civil War II run. That time period.
Oh, I thought that was on like another title, but I could be wrong.
Paul Holloway is saying it's the same run.
Yeah.
Same run.
Sweet. Yeah, because he just looked it up. Cool. And I always like finding that book from that run.
There was a second print of it too, right?
Is there? I didn't know that.
I thought they did 2 printings of.
They did 2 printings of this.
No, of the one with the T-shirt,
the feminist agenda one.
Man, only one on the census, and I'm assuming that's a 9/8.
Yeah, 101. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Issue 8 of this run. Okay.
Maybe they didn't. I'm not seeing a second print here, but I could have sworn. I don't know. Maybe.
Hey, Kreider, do you have this? Don't tell me he owns this too.
Probably. He owns a lot. All right.
We've talked about some of the DC 1 in 10s. I don't think we ever touched on this one. Alex Garner. I think he's criminally underrated. But this book goes for a little bit. People are asking for 100+ in this raw, but anyways, 9/8 sold late last year for 120. Market was pretty weak at that point, so it sold for a lot more in the past. But 37 on the census, 23 9.8. But yeah, I just think some of these DC 1 and 10s over time are going to slowly creep up. And like I said, Alex Garner is a fantastic artist who I don't think gets quite the love he probably deserves.
Ooh, congrats, Three Rivers Comics. He's the one that sold the Out of This World, the Silk Spectre, and this week, plus a Vampirilla Monthly number 20. They all hit records.
You are killing it, man.
Congrats, yeah.
You sold that. Wow. All right, we got some verification. Very well done. Yeah, Tim is hot for sure. For sure.
But Three Rivers, like, since you sold them, we can't count it for your for owning those books.
That's still in his possession. I don't know. We can give him
like half a point for each book or something.
I don't know, if you have the actual book we referenced, you might have to get double points for that. I don't know. So like,
oh yeah, that might be it. If there's a tiebreaker at the end of the show with Chat and Vaughn, we'll count Three Rivers books to give the Chat the extra points. How about that? I think that's fair, right? Somewhat. I don't know.
I'm on board with that. I'm on board with that. Hey Carter, did you have this one? I would imagine you found this.
Yeah, I had like every book, every one of those variants from this particular run.
This one isn't. This one sells more than a lot of the other ones, but not. I mean, there's some 1 in 10s that go for real big money, but I guess I'm thinking of the Garners. This one tends to do a little bit better for whatever reason.
I remember for a time this was really, really tough to find. Like around 2015, I was for whatever reason it was like almost impossible to find. And I know like the final issue of this series is Alex Garner as well, and that one is really expensive still.
Yeah, and he's recently stopped doing comic art. He got a gig with Marvel somewhere, and so he isn't actively producing comics anymore, as far as I know. So, but yeah. Anyways, all of these Wonder Woman 1 in 10s from this era are definitely worth grabbing if you come across them for fair prices. All right, let's keep the show rolling. This one is from 9th. You want to talk about this one, 9th, for a little bit, man?
No, I think that's from Rob's comics.
Oh, this is Rob. Okay. Okay, so I'll talk a little bit. So I don't know how you pronounce. Is it Reek?
Yeah, I think it's Reek.
It's Reek. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember I picked some books up from Rob from a convention, and I think it was the same artist that it was, because it was like a sketch. It was some sketchbooks, and it was by the same artist.
Yeah. So Reek, he likes the ladies, and the ladies seem to like him apparently. But this is a sketchbook, and we love our sketchbooks on the show. Sold for $250 recently. He does a lot of work for Udon. For the Street Fighter stuff, it's starting to build up quite a following. But is not ashamed to draw the girls like he likes them. So an artist who's definitely building up a big following, and his books sell pretty well. They sell pretty well. The sketchbooks are gone; you can't find them. And the covers that he does for Udon are quite popular. Someone definitely to keep an eye on. Now he does have some work going back a little ways. So if you go to the next slide, the book just to keep an eye on. It won't cost you anything. I guess I went out of order here. Can we just go to the next one, Aaron? I'll come back to this one. Here we go. So I got the numbers all. I think I screwed up the numbers on this. This is issue number 9. So apologies to me. So this is issue number 9. This is a cover that he did back in 2018. I got these Rose books all screwed up, but this goes for nothing. But what I would say is it's a cover C, and with 6,000 copies ordered, it's not a heavily printed book by any means, but this is definitely early work by Reek, and a book worth keeping an eye on if you're digging through some image boxes or the rose boxes. One that I would grab if I was out there digging.
Hey Adam, when people are typing in chat like a number / whatever book number we're on, they're saying how many books they have out of the list. They have like Righteous Flipper just wrote 2 out of 10, so he has 2 books out of the 10. So with the chat totals, it's always chat versus Vaughn, so we just count points. It's just a fun game that the live chat likes to play.
So anyways, as I was looking at this Rose book, I remembered, if you go back to the back slide, this is actually number 17. This was the last issue in the run. This is obviously a Calvin and Hobbes homage. Jeff Schultz did this cover D. These are really hard to find because, like I said, last issue, 4 covers, only 4,300 copies ordered approximately. So this is a fun one to grab if you're digging in the Rose boxes. The Calvin and Hobbes obviously has a fairly cult following.
Man, I had high hopes for that title. I remember picking up the Finch variant, right? It was Finch, like the number 1, and I think I picked up the 1 in 25. Yeah. The gold, I think I got the gold one, and I was like, oh man, it's one of those. It's one of those. They put a lot of hype on it, and I fell for it.
All right, we can keep moving on.
Oh, I was gonna say on the sketchbook, did it sell out because it was next to the body pillow section at the convention? All right,
it's gone off the website for sure. A little more. So this was also wrong. So this is Street Fighter Omega number 1, another Udon book. This is Ickpot. Who did this one. Now, if you recall, there was an Ickpot book for Street Fighter that went crazy probably about a month ago now. It was a giveaway to retailers or a thank you, 1 per store. Anyways, Rob wanted to put this one on the show just to highlight some more additional work from the artist. If you don't remember, the one that went crazy was... I don't know what I did with mine, but it was a popular book. Very stylized, but this one is still available on the website if anybody's interested. You don't have to go to pay. I think eBay's asking a lot more for it, but it's still available there if anybody's interested in it. But yeah, Ickpot, we'll see if he heats up or not. Comments are killing me. Yeah.
I know, right? This one.
All right, I think we have one more Udon book. I grabbed this one the other day just because I love these stupid variants. So this is Street Fighter Masters Akuma vs. Ryu number 1. This is a sunburn variant. So if you notice, she's got a sunburn on her shoulders and on her legs. There's another version of this that's not sunburned. I don't know what it is. I just love those kind of stupid little subtle variants that they do. This one is much more limited than the other one. This one's limited to 250, and I just thought it was stupid and fun. So it cracked me up a little bit. But I will say this: these Street Fighter books, the rare ones, I mean, they can go for crazy money. Some of these books.
Yeah, that those Art Germ Chung Lee books. That one was paid for my entire trip to Dallas Fan Expo one year.
Yeah, I mean, some of them just sell for. There's a very rabid fan base for this stuff, and a lot of it is quite limited. So.
I kind of wish I bought like 5 extra on top of what I bought for other people. But yeah, I didn't do that.
Yeah, those books did really, really well. But this one's brand new. I don't know if it's sold out or not. They sold it recently, but yeah, I thought it was funny. All right, let's keep the show going.
Oh yeah, bro.
All right, so this book is contraband, I guess. Now Disney does not want to acknowledge this version of Leia, but Adam Hughes, Princess Leia in her famous Return of the Jedi slave labor, slave Leia's outfit, and I don't know. I just feel like this book over time should appreciate more. Like I said, it's an Adam Hughes, and it doesn't sell for crazy money, right? A 9.8 sold late last year for $100.
Man,
It's not a crazy sense of something.
cheap, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's gone for more. It's gone for more than that. That's by no means a high, but 184 in the census. Less than half of that in 9.8. I don't know. And this book is kind of square bound, card stock, so it picks up things that can't be fixed easily. But I don't know. This one just feels to me
that's a mama. That's a mama.
It feels to me that this one should over time maybe get some more love down the road. One of those books people wake up to one day.
I still have a couple of these polybagged, and I keep saying I'm going to send it in, and I'm such a lazy. I'm pressing other people's books, and like I use that as an excuse to procrastinate. But I got to send them off. They're going to be 98s, dude. Like that's literally like one of the best Princess Leia drawings, for Slave Leia. There's another one that Campbell did on a card for Star Wars Galaxy of Slave Leia that's really good as well.
Nice.
He never did that on a comic though, right? I know what you're talking about, but that was just on
the Star Wars Galaxy card.
Yeah.
If you're lucky, you got to dig for that on eBay to find it.
Did they take out the title Slave out of Leia's name for the movie yet? Like they did for Boba Fett's ship?
Like I don't see it that way, and I think people like overthink it. I mean, it's such a iconic garb, right? It's so I mean, like I never saw her clean anything or pick up any trash, bro. Like she was just laying there, Yeah. Hence the word.
Why do people hate it so much? Because it's demeaning. I mean, is that what it was? I mean,
she was not demeaning. Her hair wasn't out of place. Her hair was perfect. Come on.
I was just kind of making a joke because they changed Boba Fett's ship. Like it's not.
They don't call it the Slave One anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is Star Wars, and I don't think that it was purposely given those names for that kind of connotation, right? I think people use it as a way to scream at the rain, just to be heard.
Well, yeah, I mean, like if you start picking apart everything in history like that, because it was a different time period back then too, as well, which I think people need to kind of take into context. Like, that this is to be considered.
Yeah, I don't know how many people were truly upset by this. Somebody said, they don't think this is Hughes' best. He should have done better. I mean, keep in mind, this is Hughes back in '94, right? This book is 30 years old.
Yeah.
Right. So his style definitely appreciated over time, but it's 3 decades old at this point.
Hey Alexa, play Britney Spears. I'm a slave for you.
I hope someone's Alexa did start doing that.
That is
all right, Carter. This was yours.
You're pulling out some heat, man.
Yeah, man. Okay, so this is the Invisibles number 14. I just saw this cover yesterday.
Wow.
And this is a Brian Bolland cover, and I've been enamored with it ever since. And there are, because I figured, let me try to find a 9.8. No, I checked the census. There are no graded copies of this at all.
Yeah, I couldn't find them. I couldn't find any.
And this book doesn't. I mean, the book doesn't go for anything. I'm pretty sure if I go to a show or something, I'll see it for like $1 or something like that. So I'm not that worried. But yeah, it's a gorgeous cover and well rendered, great colors. It's just everything about it.
Great boots, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too.
Yeah, I mean, he did a lot of covers. I don't know if he did them all, but he did a lot of covers on this series, and there's a lot of really good ones. I mean, this is a standout for sure, but he did a lot of really cool ones.
Like if this were a variant today,
oh man, yeah,
it'd be over.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the print run. I can't imagine the print run being that high.
You know, we shouldn't be surprised. A Bolin cover is good. Like that Wonder Woman is so iconic. The one that he did, and it's pretty cool going through some kind of like covers that weren't variants that are just by the way here, you know, and it's just like you go back through these old books, like the only way you find them is through digging because they're not going to be like highlighted. They're not variants, or unless it's a low print run. The only way to like really go back and find these books is maybe off of the internet in his cover gallery or something like that. But you're only going to find these books if you're digging, man.
Or if you're watching the show, I mean, that doesn't hurt.
That is true. That is true.
I'll say honestly, his Tank Girl cover, the close-up that he did, is one of my all-time favorite covers. I mean, it is flawless. We've covered it on the show before, where it's basically just a headshot. Like, I think that is flawless. Like that cover is absolutely flawless. And it's tough. It's tough to get. All right, what else do we got?
I don't know. Have we ever talked about this?
No, not. I mean, a lot of back issue, but not this one.
Okay, so back issue magazine number 3, another Brian Bolin cover featuring none other than the Joker.
I was surprised what people are asking for this book. $75. I mean,
I was gonna guess around $100.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't know if I have this because I remember like there was a time when I was just gobbling up back issue magazine, but I don't know if I have this or not.
Back issue magazine has taken a big, certain covers have taken a huge step up in the last 6 months. I'm not saying it's because we're talking about them, but people are waking up to these books, and in some of these have really, really taken a big step up. We've talked about the Cho. We've talked about some huge. I forget what we've covered quite a few, but they're starting to hit.
This Killing Joke followed like the Dark Knight, and everybody started doing the prestige format. And I remember when the Killing Joke, and I was working in my uncle's shop, and we're unpacking these, and bro, I still remember the sheen on the goddamn book, the gloss, and the embossed lettering, and man, I still remember the way that book smelled. I remember all the people waiting in fucking line, and I'm there through the window, like, and my uncle yelling, "Get away from the door!" But yeah. Aaron, did you ever buy that book stand, The Killing Joke, that they had at retailers when they launched the book?
I didn't buy it. I have it on watch, and I'm hoping the seller sends me an offer.
Yeah,
but they haven't sent me an offer yet, so I'll probably message them because like I'm not paying $180 for a stupid box.
I would, because then you put them in. You put your variants in there, bro.
I want to do that. I agree with that. I don't want to normalize paying more than $100 for a box because it happens.
Okay, then I'm gonna buy it. I give you the opportunity.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Okay.
Like, because there are multiple I think online or whatever, but I just been watching it just to see if the seller would throw me an offer. But I understand, you want it as well, because it has that nostalgia feeling for you and all that. Okay. So no hard feelings if you buy it.
No, I'm just kidding with you, man.
Yeah.
All right. This is Tony's, and I was looking at some of these Lendl covers, and I got so busy today. I was going to go grab a few more to show because Tony pointed out that these are all pretty fantastic, but these 1 in 10s from Star Trek, which I am not a Trekkie. I respect the Trekkies, but I just never really was able to get into it. My roommate loved Star Trek. He always forced me to watch it, and I could just never really, really get over the edge. It just never quite pulled me in. But some of these retro covers by J.J. Lendl are quite phenomenal, and this is one of them that Tony pointed out. So a good looking book. There were like 4 or 5 others that I wanted to cover, and I pulled these slides together at like 6 a.m. this morning, and didn't get to circle back on them. So forgive me.
No, it's a great cover, man. It gives that vibe off of like those early Star Trek toys with that laser pistol and stuff. It's pretty cool. It looks like a movie poster.
Nerd book. I mean, the Trekkies get beat on pretty hard, so I'm not gonna.
Bro, the Wrath of Khan with Ricardo Montalban from Fantasy Island. That was badass, dude. That was the only one I like.
It's really cool that they use the text from on Star Trek that they used on the Gold Key book.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I never watched a lot of Star Trek, so I don't know if that's the typical font for Star Trek. I don't know if I mean, Longshore, you might know if you.
Yeah, where's that font from? That's from the comics or from the toys?
Which one's that? Sorry,
that where it says Star Trek. That font on there.
On the far left.
Oh, the little squiggly one there.
Yeah.
Gonna be obsessing over it like what's his name? The murdering what's his name? The American Psycho.
Oh,
tripping out about the font.
Oh yeah.
Or the card stock.
Let's see Paul Allen's card.
Oh, I saw a redo video of that where someone did D&D dice, like a video of that, like where they just like recreated the lines for that. But yeah, instead of cards, it was D&D dice. It was really funny. All right. Anyways, X-Force Magazine.
X-Force Magazine. Okay, so this is by Lefeld, as he goes by, apparently. Rob Lefeld. And this is a collection of X-Force 98, 99, and 100. It's the first reprint of the first appearance of Deadpool. It's much harder to come by than his first appearance, and I think if all goes well, the comic community will be reminded of what a cool character Deadpool is, and this is the kind of book I can see people maybe wanting to chase over time. I don't think a lot of people know about this, and the fact that he's not on the cover doesn't do it any favors. But there's only 23 in the census, only 5 of those in 9.8. So definitely a book worth grabbing if you find it out there digging.
I found
there's one. There's one on eBay for $20, but it's got a stain on the back.
I found this in the wild so many times and never picked it up. Where it kind of looked at
it's completely overlooked and kind of forgotten about, because I don't think people necessarily connect the dots and appreciate what it is. But
because it's New Mutants 98, 99, and 100, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. So it's a little bit thicker.
So it's probably pretty hard to get in the 98.
Do you think if they had Deadpool front and center on this book, it would be more appreciated?
Yes. And the one thing that I think would be kind of, you think back, back in the day, they were doing those Gold comics. So they did Cable's first appearance in Gold. If they had done a Deadpool first appearance in Gold,
oh man,
I think that would have hit too. They never did it. Which is
especially since they did 87.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
the
no.
first
Well,
Cable
keep in mind, Cable was the fucking man.
Yeah.
back then.
right.
He was the biggest thing in comics back at that point in time.
His first appearance went for way more than Deadpool's.
Well, here's the thing, right? Listen, I love LaFeld, right? But Deadpool did not become loved. It was not had nothing to do with him that Deadpool became loved. It was, when they changed the character to the character we know today.
Yep.
But like his version of Deadpool wasn't really that interesting.
Oh yeah, where he was just the merc with a mouth or whatever, and then it was like later on where, where he gets that.
Yeah, where he gets his personality, his wife,
like the multiple personalities thing, like
So
that's all in like later runs.
Yeah, I mean, you could find New Mutants '98 back in the day for nothing, for absolutely nothing.
Yeah, a lot of people trip out when you tell them how big Cable was, and they're all like, "What? No!" And if they would have invested better writers, more time, more story on Cable, like, because I think the biggest thing, Ben, like nobody had ever seen like a character drawn like that before, and he was just so he jumped out of the comics. It was like, man, what the fuck is this, man? This is crazy. You didn't see a superhero like that,
Yeah, no, I mean the comic book community fell in love with Cable hard from the get-go. I mean, I could not get when I was a kid, man, I could not get my hands on that book because I didn't have the money. Like, it was a $50-$60 book, easy.
And it's back to that price now at this point. No, I'm joking. I mean, it's getting close, honestly, like raw.
But I couldn't get my hands on it back in the day. But I've got a copy somewhere here now. But it came crashing back down. But yeah, I mean, Cable was the man. If you go through those old Wizards, I mean, that book was on the Hot 10.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Yeah, it's just like it was. You had to have that book. You weren't serious about comic collecting unless you had that book.
I mean, but it's an iconic cover, anyways. You have LaFeld and McFarlane working together on that cover.
Yeah.
Like, how many times has that book been homaged?
A lot of people forget that Liefeld or LaFeld, he was anointed by Stan Lee as like the prodigy, the next big thing, and they had that Stan Lee show or whatever, and Jim Lee, McFarlane, and Liefeld would come in there, and you can catch that on YouTube. But Stan Lee would always say, this young prodigy or whatever, but I mean, when you have Stan Lee anointing this kid, Stan Lee even saw something that was pretty great in the kid, but the guy's an asshole,
Heroes were born. I hear you. If I ever spoken, if I was LaFeld, I would be doing the same thing. I'd take full credit for Deadpool, but anybody who knows anything about comics knows that, he came up with a kind of a Spider-Man ripoff design, but the character really didn't take off until some real writers got their hands on the character. And he'll never admit that, and whatever. I wouldn't either. Like, I would be pumping my chest too if I came up with a character, but in his heart of hearts, he's pissed off at that because he knows it's true. But
he's like he's Bob Kane.
Would you puff out your chest like this Captain America? Okay.
No, like, so Bob Kane claimed that he created Batman, and it was and the personality and Joker and all that, and took credit for years and years, and it was actually Bill Finger that did it. So it's like Liefeld got fingered.
All right, I think this is our last book.
All right, this is Ninth. Ninth, you still there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm still here. Just the Scotty Young cover.
That's a good pick,
but I like the Scotty Young covers where he's not doing the baby covers or the Peanuts homages, whatever you want to call them. So I just been going back through, looking at all his regular artwork and picking those up. And this one is one that stood out to me. I like the colors on it a lot. And then, it's the little details. Like if you look at Pixie's wings, they see through, so it doesn't really cover up the trade dress too much. But just another nice Scotty Young for y'all to pick up. When you digging through back issues, you can find these all day for cheap.
Yeah, but why don't you tell them what you found, man?
Oh yeah, so today randomly I was going through some $2 books at a comic shop that a copy of this, which was really cool because I've been doing really good with finding newsstands the past couple of weeks. So I was
You
pretty
found a
psyched.
newsstand of this, bro?
Yep. Yes.
Yeah. So keep
So
digging
it does exist.
Keep digging for
Wow.
those newsies, guys. They're out there. Ninth has the magic touch on him right now, though. Every day he's dropping like 4 or 5, banger newsstands that he's found. So
I had to shake him up. I threw in all those pictures of all those Wolverine newsstands, and he's like, I can't let you find all the newsstands out in Texas.
I tell you, I have to fight off my ADD, bro, because I look at the book and then I said, oh man, let me go back and check and see if it was a newsstand. Like I can't look at the book and just like, get it all in one shot. I got to go back again and relook at it, because I just like focus on one of it, and then it's like pretty bird, it's like, go off with another, So I'm sure over the years I've missed probably a shitload of newsstands.
Yeah, I'm sure I have too. But now, I'm so conditioned to where, when I'm flipping through a box, I look at the barcode before anything else. So it's just you really got to look, because if not, you will skip right past them. And I'm sure it's probably been some minor keys out there where people just skip right past the newsstand, or maybe even some major keys people skip past newsstands.
Ninth, that's with me looking at the barcode because I'm looking for the number 2, right? Because the number 2 could be a 1 in 10 from DC. So I'm looking at the number 2, and then I said, man, I got to go check. Did it say direct or no? And then I have to go, it's like too many things to process at one time, man. I mean, I can't handle it.
I got you.
It was amazing. I finished high school, bro.
Well, I mean, what you can remember is like that directs are going to have 5 numbers, and then newsstands usually at the end only have 2. How they separate out the UPC numbers.
Yeah.
I don't know if that'll help you or not.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different errors of newsstands, what you have to look for, right? Because I mean, the barcodes have changed over time, and you can look for the text on this era, right? The text will say direct, and that little black bar at the end, or will say something else specific to the book or some other book. So yeah, you got to slow down your digging. If you really want to hunt for newsstands, you just got to slow down and kind of pull the book out, look at each individual one. You can't go fast when digging for newsies. It's just
and also, when you slow down, anytime that you're digging, it's going to allow you to find other covers that you probably never noticed before. That are nice covers that you might want to add, to your collection. So, it's beneficial to slow down, when you're digging, and not try to power through boxes. I see guys do that all the time when I'm out digging for comics, and then they leave, empty-handed, and I go right behind them and leave, with 5, 10, quality books in my hand.
I think I get so paranoid that other people are going to find something before I do. I go in there like a selfish hog trying to all the books. I'm one of those, Sorry,
Yeah, because most people feel that way sometimes too. But I would say that most people digging for books, not all, because obviously there's some really good diggers out there, but are either looking for a specific book or they're
looking for keys. Okay, they're looking for major keys, and they passing up on $20 books, looking for hoping to find one major key in the in the midst of that, and it never happens that way.
So look, I know you guys got to go, and I know Mercenot does this because I asked him, like, when you're digging for books, do you turn a book upside down so nobody can see what you're buying? Right.
I started doing that because
hold on.
I started doing that because of you.
Okay, so I want to ask Ben. So when you're digging through books and you find some heat, like, holy shit, this book should not be here. Do you do this? Bro, that's a thing, dude.
I
Like,
just make sure it's not the top book on the stack. I have something.
All right.
That's
Before we
good.
get out of here, I do want to remind everyone, since we have like 60 people in the room now, if you haven't already, please vote for Image or Bird City Comics for the Image Select Retailer Award. And if you feel so inclined, here's the link in the chat, and you can fill out with the city they are located in is Surprise, Arizona. So we appreciate them for being always supportive of the show. And we'd like to thank our other sponsor over at Cover Price. So make sure to use the code Nirvana14 for a 30-day unlimited membership for only 99 cents. Make sure to check out all the other shows on the channel. We have Nearing Nirvana on Fridays. Saturday is Saturday Morning Toy Box. Monday is Cover Lovers. Tuesday is the show that started it all with Comic Book Women. Wednesday is Movies and Shows. And then you're back here with us on Thursdays.
Right.
And then what channel can they catch the I don't know, the Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson show? Is that what you want to call it?
It's a Hot Book Alert Live. It's on my channel. So go to Mercenaut on YouTube. Check me out, Mercenaut on Instagram, so you can get the link for that. And it's me and Mr. Longshort and maybe some other people.
I saw a little bit of that. Was y'all's first show this week?
Technically the first show, yes.
It was good. It was really good. It was good.
Thanks.
Nice. And yes, if you're not following Mercenaut already on Instagram, his link is in the description. Same with all of our normal panelists, or our reoccurring panelists and everything. So
yes. Hot Book Alert Live Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Bro, go
If you're
look at
with mine,
Mercenaut's YouTube channel,
you're
bro.
killing me.
Go look at Mercenaut's YouTube channel. You'll come back a changed person, bro.
same time each night. Is it what time on Sunday is it?
9.
Usually,
9 p.m.
it
Eastern.
was later
Okay.
last week because I had a conflict, but yeah.
Okay. And then you can catch Joe and me on the House of Stein tomorrow night for the Hot 10. Yeah, I don't know what else to say here.
Yeah,
I'm getting tired.
And we'll be there.
Yeah, we'll be there. I'll be more awake because hopefully I'll get some sleep tonight. But you never
And we'll
know.
be there to tell Brian how much the book is.
I'm sure I'll ask you. How much did I get for you?
Yeah, what's that?
We'll make sure that you'll get nice and toasty and drunk if you play that drinking game. But anyways. Yeah. Alrighty. We will catch you next week. So everyone have a
Peace
fun
out.
and safe weekend.